What's going on, everybody? It's Pelfrey, and I'm going to do a video on the AquaMaxx carbon and GFO reactors. This reactor in particular on Marine Depot's website that I'm showing you is the extra small, which means that it just has a smaller footprint. These have become pretty popular in the Red Sea Reefer tanks, and I didn't coin this, I didn't start this. There's a gentleman by the name of Broadfield. He's on the Reef to Reef forums, and he was the first that I believe to add the AquaMaxx reactors to his system. And the reason being is, you can see here, yep, I clicked on the wrong thing there. You can see that these pieces right here are removable and you can hang them from the top of your cabinet. So I got mine from Marine Depot. I actually have one here. So like I said, this is the extra small. And when you get this in, whenever you order it, either the extra small or any of the sizes, this is how it comes. So they actually leave the protective on the bottom here. You have the finger screws here. You have the input and then the output. And the input is the middle, and it forces water down in the middle of the chamber, and then it comes back up and gets filtered out through this right here. So what a lot of folks are doing is they're removing the soft tubing connectors, adding hard tubing, and hanging these from the bottom of their sump cabinet. So I'm going to go over this real quick. Once again, I didn't come up with this, but I've had people ask me about it. So I'm going to do a video specifically on how mine is set up. So first thing you need to do is remove the finger screws. And the wonderful thing about this is they actually, I think AquaMaxx did a very good job of making this very easy to maintenance. So when you pull the lid off, you can see it's got a little inlet here, and this will travel down the middle of the tube, and it will go down the tube, get pushed up this bottom plate through this foam, and whatever media you have in between, and then go out of this section right here. So we're not going to focus on the canister itself at the moment. What we're going to focus on are these pieces that are on the top. So this is the input, this is the output. So what needs to happen is, if you flip it over, you can actually unscrew this section and then unscrew this little nut and pop these both out. And now we have a naked base plate. What you then need to do is, there's a couple steps. I've already done one of the steps, but this is a threaded half-inch fitting to a threaded, slip 2-inch, half-inch fitting. So half-inch thread, half-inch slip. You can get these anywhere. I think I got them from Amazon. I don't know where I got them exactly. A couple bucks. You can get them at a hardware store, no big deal. But you'll see here that I have 2 rubber O-rings placed on here. And if you look at this, the AquaMaxx reactor, you'll see that they have an O-ring there. I have 2 O-rings there, and I have 2 O-rings on the second one. So what I've done is I picked up this kit right here, which was cheaper and better than me going and trying to find just a specific O-ring, and it comes with a ton of O-rings. And basically what you need to do is just figure out which size fits yours best, judging by the lack of O-rings on this section here. This is the size that I used, which was a R12, and a R12 is the inside diameter is 11/16. So, but this was 10, 11 bucks on Amazon. I'll link in the description below. But all you need to do is put an O-ring around the threaded fitting, and you'll notice here that there are 2 different sides. So you have this side right here for the nut to set in. Then you have the smooth side. The smooth side goes out. So this will go here, and you'll just push it in as far as you can. And the nut, again, has 2 different sides. You'll take the smooth side out, screw the nut in, do the same thing for the middle section here. And this one's a little bit different just because this actually sits on top of this tube right here. So you'll take this guy, you'll screw it in, you have to get it pretty tight. And then at this point, You can hard tube it however you want. In my particular case, I used a true union ball valve so that I could take it apart easily. The good thing is, as long as you don't have any leaks on the plumbing side, so if you have a leak on the glue side here, you'll have to redo it. But if you have a leak at the bottom here, this is a very, very easy fix. You can take this lid off, you can take this nut off, you can adjust the O-rings or add O-rings or reseat the O-rings. Or you could, if you have a slow leak on any one of these connectors, right on the lid, you could take this off, tighten it down just a little bit more, and then you'll be good to go. So now that we got that done, all you do is line up the lid, then tighten it down. If I can get it on there correctly. There we go. And they suggest, I believe, that you do these in the same fashion, that kind of crisscross. And it's that simple, folks. It's a very, very simple and easy modification. Take the camera off the tripod and go over to the tank and show you exactly what I have going on. So this is my sump area on the Red Sea Reefer 250, and I have one extra small AquaMaxx reactor mounted in my stand, in my cabinet. So this is being fed off of my Reef Octopus Vario 6 return pump, which is right there, and it comes up to a union, and then it comes up to a T. This is 1 inch. It gets teed off to 3/4 inch. Excuse me. The 3/4 inch gets reduced down to 1/2 inch, and then the 1/2 inch I do have a ball valve, or excuse me, a union for easy removal once again. And then we have some PVC clamps screwed into the top of the stand down to the true union ball valve, so I could turn this guy off and remove it very, very easily. And then we go down to the fittings that I just gave you the instructions on. So all of the fittings are glued, except until we get to this point, this elbow right here, which is the output line, and I do not have this glued in, and I don't worry about, there's not a lot of pressure going through it. But as I mentioned, if you have a leak seated around the fitting and the lid, you can take the lid off and tighten the nut. The reason why I know this is because I went through this personally. But anything past this point that is glued on, you'll have to redo the plumbing. Unfortunately, there's really no other option there. But I'm actually using my reactor to hold pond matrix, and you can tell that it is packed full of pond matrix, and I am not running any of the sponges in there. But it works out perfect. That's kind of what I had intended anyway. So, you know, and at this angle right here, you cannot see that the PVC is mounted up on the top of the stand, and I don't mind them screw holes there. They don't bother me at all. So once again, this is the AquaMaxx extra small reactor. This works with all the sizes, and I believe that they're all 1/2 inch fittings. You would have to verify that. There's a huge thread on Reef to Reef that details a lot of this stuff. If you have any questions, ask. Huge shout out to AquaMaxx and Marine Depot for sending me the reactors. Thank you so much. I'm going to call it quits at this point. I hope everyone's enjoyed this video. I hope it's been informative, and I'll see you on the next one.